Hi, this is Ulrich from the Footwork Dance Company, and in today's video, I'm going to focus on footwork itself. Meaning, you need to know the language of footwork so that when you're learning something, you understand what is being asked of you. You need to know the difference between a tap, a point, a step. You need to know the difference between a pivot, a turn, a spin. In today's video, I'm going to show you those things on a surface level so that you at least are aware of the verbiage that is used when I'm teaching you, or whether you're taking a class somewhere else. Whatever it takes, you need to know what is being asked of you. First, we're going to talk about steps. If you've danced Merengue before, I am stepping, stepping, stepping. Notice I'm shifting weight, shifting weight, shifting weight, shifting weight. This is a step. I am stepping. I'm changing weight. I'm stepping. I'm changing weight. That is a step. Now, what is a tap? A tap requires you to actually be touching the ground and possibly putting 10% of your weight on it, depending on the move. So a tap would be, notice how I am tapping, 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 tapping. So if you were to do it into a combination, it would be tap, tap, step, tap, tap, step, tap, tap, step, tap, tap, step, tap, tap, step. Now, what you need to be aware of is there's a difference between a tap and a point. A point does not require you to have any weight. A point is just me pointing my foot. You know, I can drag it, I can do whatever I want. It gives me the freedom because all my weight, 100% is committed on this left foot here. If I were to be on my right foot, I'd be pointing. I can move the foot anywhere I want because none of the weight is committed. None of the weight is committed. Now, I want you to know the difference between a turn and a spin. A turn is actually you shifting weight. You're actually doing multiple steps as you are turning to the left or to the right. So sometimes you may hear an instructor say you're paddling. That means you're doing a turn. You are not spinning. A spin requires you to be on one foot. So a turn, let me show you a turn. I am turning, turning, turning. See, these are turns because I am stepping it out. I am stepping it out. Now a spin would require me being on one foot, and then I go, boom. That's a spin. So one foot, boom. You can do one foot, boom. That's a spin. A spin requires you to be on one foot. Now, it's very important that you understand weight changes. A lot of times in videos, I'm talking to you about the balls of the foot. And you might not know what that is. So the ball of the foot is actually the, up here, the meaty part of my foot. Up there, closer to my big toe, and you want to be there as much as possible. If you see a dancer's shoes or a dancer's socks or a dancer's feet, you'll notice that that part of their body is just damaged because they're using the correct part of their body to remain centered, to do a spin. Their socks are worn, their shoes are worn, their feet get abused because that's where you need to be in order to maintain a proper spin, in order to do your footwork quickly. You need to be on the balls of your feet because if you're not on the balls of your feet, you're going to be heavy. You can't move that fast because your whole foot is down. Now, that brings us to the next point of where is my weight? When I say put your weight on your left foot, yes, that is what I'm saying. However, as you get more sophisticated, there's a difference between having my weight on my left foot with my body moving forward. So the weight is actually going forward. The weight is going forward on my left foot. The weight can be going back on my right foot. So these are like the intricacies where, depending on what you want to do next, you need to know where your weight is on that left foot. So yes, your weight's on your left foot, but where on your left foot is your weight? If I want to go to the left, I can put weight on the left of my foot. So imagine this is my foot. I can put weight here, pushing down. I can put weight here, pushing down. I can put weight there, pushing. I can put weight there, pushing. So notice again, I'm doing my right foot. I'm coming forward. After a while, I have to step. If I put my weight moving back, after a while, I have to step. Footwork and walking is similar to just a controlled fall. And the Footwork Dance Company, Footwork means how are you walking? And I called the dance company that because salsa is like walking. And the moment you understand the nuances of walking, how complex it is, we all take it for granted, but it is very complex what we do. Stepping upstairs, walking across the street, getting into a car, taking a jump. Like, that's hard. That requires a lot of learning. So when you put that into your dancing, you need to know the difference. This is a tap. I have some weight on it. Tap. But not all the weight of my body. This is a point. A point. A point. This is a step. 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 Yeah? This is a pivot. Boom. I pivot. I pivot. I pivot. I pivot. It's very important you know these things. In terms of the pivot, all you need to really realize is my feet are maintaining a certain distance from each other and they're not changing. So I pivot, boom, maintain the distance, boom, maintain the distance. If you saw the half and half video, I step forward, boom, I pivot, boom, and then I continue. Step forward, I pivot, boom, I step forward, boom. You need to know these things. You need to know I can step on the balls of my feet. You need to know I can do a heel. I can be on the heels of my feet. You need to know I can tap, I can point, you need to know I can step, I can spin, and I can turn. I can turn. Yeah? So these are some of the things that will really help you with your footwork, because the moment you understand the options available to you, that's when you can really begin to practice correctly. Also, in the beginning of the footwork process, like as you get to learn, you need to know the options in terms of directions. You have the options of going up, you can go down, you can go medium, and you can go forward, you can go to the side, you can go to the left, you can go 45 diagonal going back, you can go back, you can go back, you can go diagonal 45, you can go to the side, you can go forward diagonal, you can go straight forward. You need to know that these are options open to you. Now I'm going to show it to you with just applying what we learned. So what would a step forward be? A step forward, a step forward. What would a tap forward be? Tap, tap. What would a point forward be? Point, point. Yeah? You see that? You notice that? What would a pivot forward be? Stoop, boop, boom. So obviously I did a pivot forward followed by a half spin. So these are some of the things available to you. Understand that you're dancing in a quadrant. You're dancing so that you have options. You can go north, south, east, west, northwest, north, south, west, east. Who knows? You can just mix it up, play around with that, change levels, go up and down, be on the balls of your feet, the heel, be flat-footed, if depending on what dance you're doing. You can go ah, you can go ah, you can go ah, ah, you can go on the ball, you can go flat-footed, you can go heel. You can play around with these things. That's really how your footwork develops. And once you get an awareness of what you can do in place, now you can go step, step, heel, step, step, heel, step, ball, step, heel, step, ball, 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 heel, heel, ball, heel, ball, ball, heel, ball, 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 step flat, step flat, step flat, step flat, step flat, step flat. So you have options. All the moves that I've shared with you before can be used this way. The right turn, if you're not doing it with a partner,